Hey, this is April. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to UV unwrap and texture the hair clip we made in the last part. After that, I'll show you everything you need to do to prepare the model for export to Roblox Studio. This is the hair clip we made in the last part. When we click on the wrench icon in the bottom right window, we should have the mirror modifier and the solidify modifier. To UV unwrap our hair clip, click on the UV editing tab at the top menu. This will open a workspace that is set up to make UV unwrapping easier. UV unwrapping is the process of telling Blender how to flatten your 3D model into a 2D image so you can paint or place a texture on it. Think of it like unfolding a cardboard box into a flat sheet. If we select all our vertices in the right window, we can see the model's UV appear on the left side. Your UVs right now might look different from mine, and that is completely okay because we're going to unwrap the model later. But before we do that, we need to apply the mirror modifier. As you can see, we currently only have the right side of the hair clip in the UV because the other side is being created by the mirror modifier. To apply the mirror modifier, we first need to go back to object mode. Inside the modifiers window, right next to every modifier, there is a downward arrow. To apply the modifier, click on the arrow, then click Apply. Now, if we go back to edit mode, we can see that the hair clip now has vertices also on the left side. That means that the mirror modifier has been applied. To unwrap our hair clip, make sure you're looking at it directly from the front. And with every vertex selected, press on the key U on your keyboard, which you can remember as UV unwrapping. For this, we're going to use Project from View. Blender will create UVs that match what we're seeing from the front, which is exactly what we want for a flat accessory. Just make sure that you're doing it from the front view, or else it will just look like a line. After we use Project from View, we can start adjusting our UVs. Since we're selecting the entire hair clip, we want the UVs to take as much space as possible while keeping every vertex inside the square UV space. The more space we give our UVs, the more detailed and higher resolution our texture can be across the entire hair clip. Let's start by scaling our UVs up. With the UVs selected, press S on your keyboard. We can also press R to rotate them and G to move, and try to fit them into the UV space as nicely as possible. Onto texture painting, the fun part. Go to the texture paint tab at the top menu. This will open a workspace that is set up to make texturing easier. However, there's one thing we need to fix first. The 3D viewport isn't automatically set to material preview, so we won't be able to see the colors on our model properly. At the very right side of the top menu, if you don't see it, just middle mouse drag across the menu to move to the right. Select the third option. Now we can actually see the colors on our model while we texture painting. Now, let's give our hair clip a material. In the bottom right window, click on the Material Properties tab. New to create a new material. Now, we can change the color of the hair clip to whatever we want. To use an image texture instead, click on the yellow circle next to the base color. Then select Image Texture. Click plus New to create our new image texture. Give it a name and set both the width and height to 2048, which is the maximum resolution Roblox supports. Lastly, set the base color to white. It will make our job easier. The window on our left is our image editor. To connect our image texture, click on the image icon at the top, then select the hair clip image we just created. Since I'll be doing most of the painting in the 3D viewport, here I'm just dragging between the two windows to make the 2D editor smaller. Next, we can turn on symmetry. You'll find it at the very right side of the lower top bar here. If you don't see it, you might need to middle mouse drag across the bar to move to the right. Then press X, which will mirror our painting across the left and right sides of the hair clip. You can change the color here using the color wheel. Here, you can change the brush size. Or, what I like to do is press F on your keyboard and then move your mouse left or right to change the size. So with all that, let's start painting. So here I think my blush is too pink. Instead of using a eraser, I'm just setting my secondary color to the background color to white. And to paint your secondary color, just hold down Ctrl while painting. Blender's default texture painting tools are pretty limited, and since we're not using plugins, we don't have a layer system like in Photoshop. So we're going to paint the main colors first, then draw the outlines on top afterward. If you have shaky hands like me, you can turn on Stabilize Stroke. Click on the stroke drop down in the top bar and toggle Stabilize Stroke on. You can adjust how smooth it is by changing the radius below. You can also pick any color directly from Blender by clicking on the eyedropper icon. And that's it for texture painting. However, you might notice that some of the colors have bled onto the sides of the hair clip. This happens because of how our UVs are set up. Since we use project from view, all the vertices along the edge are sitting right on the edge of our UV island. To fix this, we need to adjust the UVs of the sides. First, let's go back to UV editing workspace. And let's scroll all the way to the right side to change the viewport shading to the third option. We need to apply the solidify modifier, which would turn the thickness into actual geometry, so we can edit the UVs on the sides. To apply it, just like we did with the mirror modifier, first we have to go back to object mode. Make sure you're in the modifiers property tab, the wrench icon in the bottom right window. Then, click the drop down arrow on the solidify modifier and click apply. Now, if we go back into edit mode, we can see that our hair clip has vertices all around the edges and throughout the thickness of the model. To adjust the edges, we want to select all the faces around the edge of the hair clip. First, make sure you're in the face select mode at the top left. Then, hover between two edges in the loop and double click. This will select all the faces in that loop. If double clicking doesn't work for you, you may need to enable Emulate 3-button mouse. Go to Edit, Preferences, Input, then turn on Emulate 3-button mouse. Now, with the edges selected, we can move the selected UVs to a different area of the UV space. For this, I'm just going to scale it down and move them into the corner, so the edges will just be white. Future April here. One thing I forgot to do before moving on to the next and final steps is save our texture. Blender doesn't automatically save image textures, so we have to save them ourselves. To save our image texture, go to any workspace that has the 2D image editor, and then go to the top bar of the image editor, click Image, then Save. To get our model ready for export, there are a few things we need to check and do. We need to resize the hair clip and check the triangle count, the face orientation, and also apply the rotation, scale, and location. I'll quickly go through each one of them to make sure our hair clip is ready for Roblox Studio. I like to do these final checks in the layout workspace, so let's switch over to it, and now we have a bigger window to work with. So first, I like to position, scale, and rotate the hair clip to fit the mannequin. And I'm doing all this in the object mode. Next, we need to make sure our model is under 4,000 triangles in total. To To check this, click the drop-down arrow next to the two circles icon at the top bar, then enable statistics. This will show information such as the number of vertices and triangles in the scene or the selected object. With the hair clip selected, we want to check for that number I underlined. Next, we need to check the face orientation of our model. Every face has a front and back. If a face is facing the wrong way, it can cause problems when we import our model into Roblox Studio, and the face may not appear correctly. To check this, click the drop-down arrow next to the two circle icon again, and enable face orientation. You will want your whole model to be blue, such as the hair clip on the left side. The one on the right is all red, that means its faces is all facing inward. If you export the hair clip to Roblox Studio, it will look like this. Check out my YouTube shorts to see a cool effect I did using this. If your hair clip is red, with your model selected, go into edit mode and press A on the keyboard to select all the vertices. Then press Alt-N to open the normals menu and click recalculate outside. Let's just turn this face orientation off so it's easier on our eyes. We want our rotation to be 0 and our scale to be 1. This just helps keep our model size and rotation consistent when we export it. As you can see on the right side, the numbers are all over the place, since we scaled and rotated the hair clip earlier. So, make sure you have the hair clip selected, press Ctrl A and click Scale. And then press Ctrl A again and click Rotation. Lastly, we want our model's location to be 0, 0, 0. We can do this by moving our object to the 3D cursor, which should be already at 0, 0, 0 by default. Right-click on the hair clip and choose Snap Selection to Cursor. Our final location should be 0, 0, 0, rotation 0, 0, 0, and scale of 1, 1, 1. If for some reason your 3D cursor is not at 0, 0, 0, then you can just manually type in the values on the right. And that's it, we've finished all our final checks and our model is now ready to export. To export it, go to the top left, click File, Export. Then select wavefront.obj. Make sure Selected Only is checked on the right side, and leave the rest of the settings at the default values. And also give your file a name. Then click the blue Export button.